It's Maddox again. Still talking about Rift for the day. And Storm Legion's Rift has done something interesting. They added an area called Dimensions. And Dimensions are basically your own private space. You can do whatever you want in them. And actually, I found it quite entertaining since I was a huge SimCity fan at the time. This kind of brings out that inner SimCity geek in me again, where you get to kind of build and create your own spaces. So this is what I've done with my dimension. Your starter dimension isn't as large as this. It can be quite smaller. This is my house. Kitchen table. Well, dining room actually. There's really no kitchen in here. But you got a fireplace back there. I got a wreath above it. Still doing the Christmas stuff. Bed, books. More books. Yay, more books. Lots of books. I read a lot. In real life, I actually do read a lot. And statue of something from the Storm Legion. I haven't gotten that far into the game. I've actually spent almost an entire week building this place. I call it the Floating Gardens, and you'll find out why here shortly. More Christmas stuff from Christmas questing. Mushrooms. Jump. More mushrooms floating. See, floating gardens, hence floating mushrooms. Imagine that. One of the things I try to do, I've been to a lot of dimensions in the game. A lot of people are making them very fantastical. I try to keep mine somewhat fantasy real. I know it's kind of an oxymoron, but chairs, floating thing. But you know, I wanted like the ramps to have things connecting them to the ground. More books, more mushrooms, more floaty things. This is my prayer. Little statuette and more statues. But again, this is kind of fun. Sometimes, especially when I like to do PvP a lot, and when you get into those massive back-to-back losses, because you end up fighting the same guild over and over and over, and they're just way too good. PvP loses fun at that point. You got to do something else. And frankly, I always did hate questing. Just grinding out quests to level. Find it rather dull. Again, but another statue on an island. More Storm Legion stuff. And we're coming up on my little garden with more floaty stuff and bees. And you can put a beehive in your dimension. But anyway, I hate the quest, so sometimes I just want to do something. I want to play, but don't know what I want to do. So this kind of occupies my space a little bit. Dock, another floaty thing. There's boats you can get. I don't know where the hell to get one, as I want to put a boat in my pond here. If you could have seen this, there was really nothing around the pond initially. And also, when I recorded this, there was huge lag for whatever reason, so I do apologize for some of the choppiness and the choppy quality of the video. Right here, a server change. I don't know what the hell's going on, but welcome to gaming. Just when you think everything is going to go smooth and planned, then bam, they fuck you with a server change. Or better yet, with a nerf. Those are my favorites. World of Warcraft was good at nerfing. They loved to nerf. Little glossy thing back there is the edge of your dimension. You can't go any further than that. You can just sort of walk into it, and that's about it. And here are my ramps to the gardens. More floaty stuff. You can visit anybody's dimension in the game if the permissions are set right, and they can visit yours, which is kind of cool too. Or my guild I'm in, Black Hearts, has an ongoing contest for who has the coolest or most unique and original dimension. I'm shooting for that title right now. I've seen some of theirs, and some of them are cool, but again, they're a little over the top. I try to keep mine a little bit more fantasy. Almost fell off the edge. Imagine that, as clumsy as I am. Another seating area. Floating somethings. Jump. Floating tree. one of my cooler pieces I put together. Just so you know, it's a level 25 practice dummy. Actually looks like I'm doing damage, but it's level 25, so keep that in mind. I have no DPS as a healer. I wish he put out that kind of damage. I'd be really awesome on the battlefields. A little hole over here, you gotta be careful, gotta jump over it or in it. You're only allowed to put so many items into your dimensions. I think in this case 760 is the max, and I have almost 760 items placed in my dimension at the time. That's typical me. I'm trying to figure out how to get more items in, so I'm trying to consolidate areas, still make them look really great, but consolidate so I can add to other areas and make them a little bit more awesome. I didn't do a good shot at the mushroom garden behind me, but I kind of like that area. It's really unique. I put volcanoes around the mushrooms to kind of give a reason why they're there. Instead of using dark to grow them, I use heat. It is fantasy, for Christ's sakes. My stairs to Sarathungal, we're going down them. There's my house again. Here's a level 60 test dummy for DPS. I'm level 53, I think, recording this video, so I'm not going to be able to put out a whole lot of damage to this thing. But I do have a DPS spec I'm building. I do have 3 specs on this tune. So this gives me a chance to kind of work out those glitches and how to utilize the new spells and stuff that I haven't leveled with yet. But it's kind of cool that you can put your own test practice dummies in them. Statue back there in the background. My German-inspired beer garden with floaty things. More floating mushrooms. You saw those before with the statue. Just a better shot. Excuse me, my allergies are acting up today for whatever reason. Don't know. The one thing they gave us in this game, which I think is cool, is healing dummies to practice on. Again, this one's level 60, so kind of still I'm 7 levels below, so it's not quite capable of healing it. But again, it's a great way to practice these skills when you don't have a chance to really use them except in BGs and dungeons, and you respec or move stuff around. It gives you a chance to work through those glitches that you create for yourself, which I'm notorious for. I think I got rid of the butterflies net that I'm carrying there. It's supposed to be some type of hammer, but it looks more like a butterfly net that I'm carrying around with me. I think it's utterly ridiculous. I don't know what Rich was thinking when they created that thing, but who knows? Still kind of fun though. Back to my flower garden, kind of view behind it. Excuse me again. Statue, more floaty mushrooms inside there. Run, run, run. I initially built it so the floating gardens had a diving board you could dive into the pond with, but that took up a lot of item usage, so I had to take it down. It just really was, in all honesty, kind of stupid, but fun in a weird, childish way. And again, like I said, when you build these ramps, you can have them just floating high in the air, and a lot of people do that. It shows to make it look like there's something holding them up. I know there's no crossbars, and I know there's going to be a lot of people trolling. Oh, that still can't happen, so impossible. Good for you. I'm glad you're better than me. Then build it better, improve it, and stop your bitching and moaning that you're better than everybody else, because obviously you're not, because all you do is talk, but nothing else. And we're coming to the end, and that's it.